two big companies, very different types of companies, different business models. So we definitely approach the issue slightly differently, though at the core of our approach is the idea that there is too much plastic being used. It is not necessary, and we need to figure out ways to reduce it to avoid these huge problems and risks posed by plastics in our oceans and in our environment. So with Coke, single-use plastics are unfortunately pretty close to the heart of their business. A lot of their beverages are just delivered right now in single-use plastic bottles. With Costco, it's not necessarily at the core of their business, and they have a little bit less control over how some of their third-party products are packaged. But for both companies, and to different degrees, perhaps it's in their financial best interest to reduce plastic packaging. For Costco, for example, ultimately it cuts packaging costs. Like if you just use less packaging to wrap all your stuff in, you're not paying as much to wrap all your stuff in all that packaging. It's pretty straightforward. It also helps them boost their reputation as a company that's looking out for the planet, which is increasingly important as research is showing that consumers' demands for sustainability are growing, and it's influencing their buying choices. So in response to the growing global crisis of single-use plastic waste, we approached Costco to discuss how it could expand the scope and scale of its plastic reduction efforts. We did that last summer and ended up filing a shareholder resolution since the company wasn't willing to take additional action to reduce plastic at the time. That proposal did get the company to the negotiating table, and we were ultimately able to come to an agreement to withdraw our proposal in exchange for the company committing to basically figure out and then disclose the plastic footprint of its Kirkland Signature brand. Everybody's probably heard of Kirkland Signature brand. I know there are many loyal Costco customers out there. In fact, I think 1 in 3 Americans or something on that order of magnitude is a Costco customer. So probably a lot of people on this call. Kirkland Signature is their in-house brand. The company agreed to figure out the plastic footprint for Kirkland Signature and essentially disclose that information. And then they also agreed to put out a 5-year plastic action plan in December of this year that will essentially outline the steps the company will take to reduce total plastic in its Kirkland Signature packaging.